When you see headlines about a huge cash settlement in a personal injury lawsuit, what is your first reaction? Do you think of yourself as someone who would never file a lawsuit? That's probably because through politics and the media, we've been bombarded with a ton of misinformation about civil law. Here's our countdown of the 7 most common myths about lawsuits. Myth number 7. Most lawsuits are frivolous. False. A frivolous lawsuit is one that has little chance of winning and is intended to harass the other party. But personal injury attorneys only get paid if they win. They can't afford to try a bunch of cases that have no chance. So guess what? They don't. Yet the myth persists. Ever heard of the McDonald's hot coffee case? You may think this is the poster child for the so-called frivolous lawsuit. But do a little digging. You'll find documentaries, news stories, and books devoted to how the victim suffered serious injuries, and her beef with McDonald's was on solid legal ground. So where did this myth come from? Tort reform politicians and defense lawyers have weaponized the term frivolous lawsuit to turn juries against accident victims and discourage people from hiring lawyers. But like the hot coffee case, personal injury lawsuits involve people with real injuries, so the idea they're frivolous is a total myth. Myth number 6. Lawsuits just punish other people. Wrong on so many levels. While some lawsuits do involve disputes between two individuals, the vast majority of lawsuits are filed against insurance companies or large corporations for causing people harm. The net effect of these lawsuits is a huge safety benefit for society. They put pressure on companies to sell safer products, they raise the standard for insurance payments to accident victims, and they encourage communities to ensure public safety. In fact, many safety laws and regulations have sprung from personal injury lawsuits, which brings us to myth number 5. You can't sue your own insurance company. Obviously, this is untrue. Not only can you sue your own insurance company, but the data shows that if you suffer a personal injury, you probably should sue. Once you file a claim against an insurance company, even your own, you are now in their legal crosshairs. Whether it's a claim with your own long-term disability plan, or against that uninsured motorist policy you've had for years, your insurance company makes more money by paying you less. So they will fight you. In fact, insurance companies are so stingy with their own customers that according to the latest research, most hit-and-run victims end up getting lawyers to handle claims with their own policies. Myth number 4. Any lawyer can handle a personal injury lawsuit. Not really. Just like tax lawyers, divorce lawyers, and criminal defense lawyers, personal injury lawyers devote years honing their craft with the goal of being the best in their specific area of the law. So when someone's been injured, they should look for a law firm that focuses on personal injury cases like theirs. Think about it like this. Would you want a dentist to perform your heart surgery? Then don't believe the myth that just any lawyer can handle a lawsuit. Myth number 3. You can do it yourself. Well, as your mom always said, you can do anything yourself. But when it comes to lawsuits, you probably shouldn't. Consider this regarding car crashes. On average, car accident victims with a lawyer get over 3 times more money than those without one. They also get more medical services and are less likely to see unwanted future medical bills after the claim is over. That's key, because insurance companies are notorious for making a fast, cheap offer right after an accident. But once accepted, that offer is final, and it's not uncommon for later medical bills to come in $10,000, $20,000, even $100,000 higher. Who's got that kind of money? So lawsuit as a do-it-yourself project is a myth you can't afford to test. Myth number 2. You can't afford to hire a personal injury attorney. Actually, getting a personal injury attorney is free. Yep, free. Most personal injury lawyers work on a contingency fee basis. This means they only get paid out of the settlement they win for their clients. This fee arrangement has been a tradition in American law since the 1800s and is credited for making civil justice available to the masses. So you don't think you can afford a personal injury lawyer? That's a myth, because if they don't win, you don't pay. Myth number 1. Courts are clogged with lawsuits. False. According to the National Center for State Courts, the number of people filing lawsuits after injuries or other legal complaints has dropped by 80% since 1993. Where about 10 out of 1,000 potential plaintiffs filed lawsuits in the early 90s, now only 2 of those people file lawsuits today. That's a pretty sharp drop. So trying to claim that our courts are clogged is at least 80% myth. That's it. Now that you know the facts, we hope it's easier for you to make the right decision after an injury caused by someone else. Thanks for watching. And if you'd like to know more about personal injury law or have questions about this list or a potential claim, don't hesitate to reach out. Our consultations are always free.